The caste system that you see in modern India is a major degeneration from the traditional Aryan caste system.
Preach. Let him know. Let him know.
Caste is not what it once was. Now, I'm gonna talk about Miguel Serrano for a little bit.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Miguel Serrano, he was an esoteric Hitlerist. All right, and there was a reassessment of caste in modernity after World War II and prior to World War II. There was an obsession within Europe of Aryan tradition, but of course it was reframed in this vulgar racist connotation.
Hmm.
So the Germans, they saw Aryanism as being totally in the blood. They did not see the spiritual quality of Aryanism directly. They made an attempt to understand the spiritual quality of Aryanism, which is why, like I mentioned before, the Germans had referenced the Japanese as being honorary Aryans, and they had
Yeah.
other honorary Aryans as well. Um, Now, whatever you think about Miguel Serrano, and I have a feeling that unless you are an esoteric Hitlerist yourself, most of you are going to think that he's a whack job. Um, every philosopher has something interesting to say. It doesn't matter what their political ideology is. It doesn't matter what their ethnic background is. Every philosopher has something interesting to say. Part of what we do in Tantra is we perceive reality from a non-dual perspective. So we're talking about the supremacy of the caste system. What does that mean? Does this mean that it is ultimately the supreme system? No, because we exist in a state of non-duality. But for us, for Ali and for me and for anyone else who identifies with tantric revolution, Aryan revivalism, and reincarnation of Aryan culture in this world that has been defined by Abrahamic culture for thousands of years now. For anyone who identifies with that, this is the supreme system. It's supreme
Hmm.
for us. I don't care if it's not supreme for you. We have natural enemies that form in this. Not everybody is going to agree with this system. But for those of us who align with the expression of Dharma, this is the supreme system. And Ali and myself, we're going to explain to you today why it is so important, why it is the supreme system. So, back to Miguel Serrano. Miguel Serrano is interesting because he was Chilean. Okay. Now, how can you be from Chile and be an esoteric Hitlerist? Why would you adopt that system, or what he called Prussian socialism? Well, the thing is, uh, there's an interesting cultural exchange within Chile between the Chilean state and the German state. So Chile had the military within Chile is Prussian at its foundation. Culturally, there's a huge influence within Chile of the Germans, and that sort of obsession with the East that developed in Germany also developed in Chile, and it was expressed very strongly within Miguel Serrano. But here's
Hmm.
something that when you can operate from this non-dual perspective, let me tell you, I love reading Marx, I love reading Ayn Rand, I love reading Miguel Serrano, I love reading um, anyone from the far left to the far right and in between. I don't care because I can get something interesting from everybody. So let me tell you something interesting that Miguel Serrano presented. Miguel Serrano spoke about race quite a bit. Obviously, he would because he's an esoteric Hitlerist. But his conception of race is actually more in alignment with ancient tradition. So his conception of race is not one of vulgar racism where we just associate race with the blood.
Hmm.
Okay? Race in this sense is more in alignment with the concept of caste and Varna. I'm going to explain the difference here. So Miguel Serrano said that if you really possess race, if you understand race, then you won't have anxiety over race. You won't fear the loss of race. So what does he mean by that? If you are a jackboot Nazi skinhead who is always concerned about the loss of race and race mixing and the elimination of your people. You don't have race. Your grasp of race is weak, which is why you are filled with anxiety. I'm white, and I'm not afraid of any of those things. These things don't terrify me because I possess race. What does it mean to possess race? It doesn't mean that you are a racial supremacist constantly worrying and wringing your hands about the brown man or the Asian man or whatever entering into your country or anything like that. What Miguel Serrano said, because he was Chilean, so most people in Chile, they have darker skin, they have black hair. This is not Hitler's dream of Aryan man with blonde hair and blue eyes, okay?
Yeah.
What he understood is that the people in Chile, if they were going to identify with ancient Eastern perceptions of caste, then they would have to understand that to possess race is not to say, oh, we must all try to strive to whiten our skin and to lighten our hair. That's not the possession of race. The possession of race would be to say that within the Chilean social body, within the state of Chile, within that particular cultural expression, which is a kula, ultimately. A state is a kula. So they fill their cup with prana. They fill the jar with prana. And what are they filling it with? All of the dreams and hopes and expectations of empowering those that are within their kula, that are within that circle. And so how do they do this? Well, instead of obsessing over their skin color and obsessing over the color of their hair and the color of their eyes, what they think about is, I want to be a priest. I want to be a warrior. I want to be an artisan. I want to work with the land. I want to feel the soil in my hands. And that's what it means from the perspective of Miguel Serrano to possess race, is that you are understanding that whatever your individuated beauty is in terms of your physical expression, the color of your hair, the color of your skin, your eyes, whatever that might be, that is only one aspect, and it's not the defining quality of your social body. The race in this sense is not just your blood, it's also the social conception of what it means to be part of a family, an extended family, a spiritual family, which in Tantra we call a kula. So when we say the race of the Aryans, right now in modernity and in this new age Aryanism that we're expressing, we're not talking about skin color. We can say, yes, it's beautiful that there are some of us who have blonde hair and some of us who have black hair and some of us who have red hair. It's beautiful that some of us have obsidian skin and some of us have paper white skin, whatever it is. We can all have these different expressions. And then within this global expression of Aryanism as a culture, as a kula, we have all of these different forms that are expressed in caste and in varna. And that's where we begin to find ourselves within the kula. So our expression of race, our understanding of race, and this word exists, so it's stupid to be afraid of this word because it does represent a concept. It's stupid to be afraid of any word. All of these words represent a concept, something important for us to grasp. So what is it? What are we trying to grasp from this idea of race? Well, what we're really trying to grasp now in terms of the caste system as it was practiced in ancient times is, what is your purpose within your family? If you're in a circle of Dharma, in a wheel of Dharma, and you're a spoke on that wheel, what role are you playing to keep that wheel spinning, to generate the vital energy that keeps this family alive?
For the full lecture, click the link posted in the pinned comment down below.